Hey everyone, Vigilante here, and I have that old urge to do comic reviews again. Um, so I'm gonna give it another try and see if I can actually do it do it consistently this time. And I thought, where better to start than Detective Comics number 1027, marking the 1000 issue uh, of Detective Comics featuring Batman, because of course he made his first appearance in Detective Comics number 27, so number 1027 would be the thousandth time Batman makes an appearance in Detective Comics. Uh, anyway, these anniversary books are kind of tricky to do like reviews on. Um, you can see it's 144 pages, and DC has been doing a lot of these recently because their characters and issue numbers are hitting all the big anniversary marks. Like Action Comics a couple years ago hit number 1000. Detective Comics hit issue 1000. So only two comic series to have 1,000 issues in their runs. But they've had other ones more recently, like Flash. Um, hit issue 750, so they did an anniversary thing, square bound. Um, Green Lantern had an 80th anniversary, Joker 80th anniversary. There's a Wonder Woman and Catwoman anniversary issue as well. I haven't got those yet, but anyway, so this is the most recent like big anniversary um, issue, and they're like $10, which is not too bad considering you get 144 pages. Um, but what they do is they get all these different writers. Um, you can see here all the different stories, and they all have like 12-page stories. And there's, each one has a different writer and artist. Um, and they don't really have anything to do with, well, they don't have anything to do with each other, and then they also um, don't necessarily fit into any current storyline. And sometimes it's hard to tell like what's in continuity and what's not. Um, so yeah, they're not. I mean, they're enjoyable enough because it's a celebration of the character. Um, but like, I probably wouldn't be that excited about it if it was like if Marvel did something like this for Iron Man or Spider Man. I don't know if I would be as like as willing to read, sit down and read the entire thing, um, because I'm not as much of a fan of those characters, and I don't know their histories as well. Because like some of these stories, you kind of have to know the mythology of the DC universe to actually get anything out of them. Um, so I don't think I'm gonna go through each individual story. The first one here is by Peter J. Tomasi, who um, I would say is my favorite writer in comics right now. Like, who is still actively writing comics. He's on Detective Comics right now, and he just really does a great job of making the stories interesting. And of course, he had that long Superman run, which was awesome, and then he did Super Sons. Um, but like you can tell, he's just a fan of the heroes and enjoys telling interesting stories. Um, so that was a good one. Let's see who else. They had Brian Michael Bendis write one on here, and yeah, I don't know. You can always tell when it's Bendis writing. Um, this was not as bad as like his Action Comic stuff, which I'm so happy he's leaving both Action Comics and Superman. He's been on there for like 2 years, and he's made an absolute mess of it. So it's really nice that we got that news that he'll be leaving that. Um, let's see. Detective 26 was written by Grant Morrison in here, and it was about this guy who like heard the news that the Waynes had been murdered and decided that he was going to become a vigilante to like fight crime. Um, and so like he does all this preparing, and he's got like the motorcycle and the car, and he's got his costume, and he calls himself the Silver Ghost. And then on the night that he's gonna like make his big debut, um, he gets interrupted by Batman, and Batman takes down all the bad guys while Silver Ghost just watches. And then because he got one upped by Batman, he decides to like hang up the costume and give up being a superhero because he got one up by Batman. I don't know, man. That's just it's kind of a dumb ending. Why would you spent all this time preparing to be a superhero, or at least like a masked vigilante, and then you get one up by Batman, and you're like, oh, that's it, I'm giving up. It's like there's plenty of crime in Gotham for everyone, man. Um, let's see. This one was a dumb story. I forgot who wrote this. It was like Greg Rucka, I think, and I don't know anything about him. I don't know if I've read any other books by him, but basically, like this, um, woman of color is going to become a cop, and like as she's going through the academy, she's realizing that all the cops in Gotham are basically corrupt and are all bought off by the crime lords, and they, whenever she tries to stand up for what's right, they make fun of her and call her a rookie, and it's like, yeah, well, you just wait, the city will turn you, will corrupt you too. Um, but then she doesn't, and then she doesn't end up being corrupted, and then Jim Gordon offers her position on Major Crimes Unit, and like Batman gives her this little smile of recognition. It's just stories like that where like why did this need to be, why is this in here? It's so meaningless. I guess like this the moral of the story is always do what's right even when you're not recognized for it, but it's just extremely cheesy, and I don't know, it just not something I would have included in this Detective Comics 1027. Um, I think my favorite was probably this ghost story by James Tynion the Fourth, where Dead Man is asking for Batman's help. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. The art is um, kind of out there, but it's a fun story, and the artwork matches like the um, I don't know, kind of the oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Um, I don't know, paranormal esque feeling. Because I mean, it's Dead Man who's a ghost, and he's trying to have Batman help him stop the Spectre Collector, who's got these gloves that uh, I don't know, eat up spirits. Um, so it was you know, not really a serious story, which I actually enjoyed because a lot of the stories in here were like very like they took themselves too seriously, and it was nice to get a story that didn't do that. It was just kind of fun and um, reminded you of like the old '60s Batman in a way. So that was a really fun one. And then this other one was interesting too. This one I think was by Dan Jurgens. Um, and it's leading up to the new Generations thing, which there was this whole planned event called Generation 5, and it ended up being canceled after Dan Didio was fired. There's, there's been a lot of happenings in the comic book world since my last review, but yeah, this is it, and it was by Dan Jurgens. So anyway, Batman is responding to this crime at the Gotham Museum, and as he's fighting, I guess it's Calendar Man. I don't know, man. DC Comics has some funky, funky villains. Um, there's like this flash of light, and he feels like he's, I don't know, being fractured, and you see like the costumes kind of going back in time. So looks like you got the 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s, and then it's revealed he's gone all the way back to his 30s costume, and then this dude named Kamandi, like, hey, we need your help. The timeline's in trouble. And so this is where Generations Future State number 1 will pick up, where Batman is going to be leading this team of superheroes. I don't really know what their plans are with this now. But it'll be interesting to see like the 30s version of the Batman. It'll be interesting to see how they write him for modern times. I'm not going to get my hopes up too high because usually they always try and make some kind of political statement with characters that have, originally were in the like the 30s and 40s, and how like they're so blind to today's problems, and I don't know. I usually it doesn't end up very well. But it'll be interesting to see it, at least, even if it's bad, to see what they do with that. And then this last one ties in with Joker War, which is such a fantastic run, and that's really a video I'm excited to make. I don't know. I wasn't super excited to review this because it wasn't a really exciting book. It was just kind of mediocre. But I figured, I think this is actually the 100th video. If I didn't say that already, 100th video that I've made. And so I thought it would be fitting to do some kind of big anniversary issue review, and this happened to just come out, so there you go. But yeah, this wasn't really like, I didn't really get hyped up about this comic. But Batman number 99, which I will hopefully be reviewing here soon. Man, that is an exciting book. So anyway, I think that pretty much wraps it up. I can't say I would really recommend this unless you're a Batman fan, and like a Batman fan like I am, where you know all the history and the mythology surrounding him. Even then, it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't super thrilling for me either. This is a cool cover though. It's like a wraparound cover. And it's nice to see one of these anniversary issues where the cover is not drawn by Jim Lee. I don't know. I like Jim Lee's art, but gosh, he draws like every single cover. So it's nice to see something by, I think this was done by, let's see, what do we got here? Kubert and, yeah, Andy Kubert, and looks like Anderson maybe did the colors. Anyway, so that's it for this review. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will hopefully be back soon with another review or comics related video. Thanks for watching. Bye.